Oh my goodness. Oh yay. Oh my god, yay.
Hi.
You sound good. Do I sound good or no? Does it sound echoey?
No, it sounds good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like loud and clear.
Okay.
I'm literally doing arts and crafts.
That is so freaking cute.
Because like this little sign goes
Uh-huh.
in my background of the
Uh-huh.
podcast. And I already have one, but it's like kind of a little bit crooked because I broke it and I don't like the color, so I'm making a new one.
You know what? I think that the signs that actually are not lit up do so much better because the light sometimes doesn't look good, especially because the resolution gets so poor
Mhm.
whenever you're doing, the podcast, and it goes on people's faces so much that I like that clean look of making it appear that it's lit up without it
Mhm.
being lit up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. Lighting is hard. I've been playing around with it. But I also feel like everyone was doing the neon signs for a while,
I know.
and it is cute, like, I have one in my bedroom, but I just wanted to do something more, I don't know, just, like, basic, I guess.
Honestly, the way that you're doing that, I feel like you're kind of just like manifesting your own creativity and you're
Mhm.
in and you're making it, yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like I cook with love, and I feel like that's why sometimes my food is so good, and that's why Scott fell in love with me. And like that's why I like to do things. Also why I like to write things down instead of using my phone because it's so much more personal and
Yes.
more of a piece of you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
ready for this tea that you have. Come on.
uh, oh my God. I don't even know like where to begin.
Wait, is this related to your friend you were telling me about, or is it don't do
There's
that.
there's so much. Hi. Oh, hey Deadpool, how are you?
Who is it?
Um, hey Jay. This is my friend Natalie. She has a really cool podcast. Definitely
Hello.
go subscribe to her channel. We've collabed and we're doing a lot more collabing.
Hey,
Um,
how did the podcast go with Paige?
it was really, really good. I cannot even edit. I've been trying to edit it, and I literally cannot stop crying. Like every time I get to this one, there's three parts that just like I cannot even breathe when I get to. And the
I
craziest thing is there was just this
wanna
like,
see it.
yeah, it's so good. And I will tell you, that the thing that I'm kind of doing is it's kind of a hack from what I did a long time ago because I couldn't get content up fast enough because someone else was doing my content is I just give little like I do little tiny spurts of kind of like the most boring thing and just the preview of a preview of a preview, like barely the tip of the iceberg because I don't feel like people are really gonna go listen. They're really not gonna go listen right now. They're not really gonna listen until much later. And so
Mhm,
I don't want to waste posting the videos all right now in this YouTube without the monetization going strong and then without the full season being done to kind of bring people back to almost make it
mhm.
like it's a second season. They're like, oh, when did this come out? Like it came out last year, but you just weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You had to see 15 different clips of this one same podcast that you but people are really going to think that we've done 15 podcasts by the time they go listen to the one that you and I did, even though it's
Mhm.
already been out for
Yeah,
however long. But that's just kind of the trick I've done with everything that I've ever released. And I just learned it
yeah.
doing TV and, you barely show anything. And then people are still like watching Smothered as if it's just now coming out, and they're like, "Oh my god, you look like a different person." I'm like, I am a different person.
That was a really long time ago, right?
It was, yeah. I mean, now, yeah, like, last year around this time, literally, uh, on the 13th was the season finale. That was a year ago. The season finale was airing. And so that was 1 year ago. So think about how long ago that was before, that was filmed. And
Mhm.
then whenever we had first started filming the season, when Scott and I first met, we were dating for 4 months, and then I was like, "Hey, would you ever consider doing the TV show? Because I kind of like submitted you."
Oh, that's how it happened.
And he was like, "Well,
Wow.
what are you talking about?" And I was like, "Well, there's this opportunity," and I didn't think anything of it because I just never thought that it would be.
Like, you never thought you would, like, get to do it.
Well, they also, you never really know if anything is for sure until you really see yourself on TV, and that's kind of what I've always been told. And everything is like top secret until it airs. And so yeah,
Yeah.
but it was a while ago, like for me. But I don't know. I guess for some people that doesn't seem like that long ago, but I don't know. Everything stays the same time frame in TV land, I guess.
Yeah.
Sanchez, stop it, Sanchez.
Is
Sorry,
that
my
your cat?
yes, he literally likes to just like go punch the wall when he wants treats, and I'm like, "Excuse me,
Dude,
please."
I don't do cats at all. I'm, like, super allergic and I just hate them.
Yeah,
But I think it's like, because 'cause I'm so allergic, my brain is like, "We don't like cats. Fuck cats." Because, like, if I can't like them, like, my health is at risk. So, I just despise them.
straight up, I think that like my neighbor like completely avoids me now because I had a full blown like asthma attack, and I was told for a really long time that I was allergic to cats. So I was the same as you, and like my ex-boyfriend's cats used to always like attack me when he wasn't home. One of them, and so I was like mortified, and like I'd be like screaming like peekaboo, peekaboo, like, and just screaming at this cat having asthma attacks as I was screaming at the cat, like being highly allergic, not able to breathe. And it happens sometimes, like whenever I'm having like panic attacks, but also half panic, half asthma, like attack. And then
Oh
I'm
my
also
god.
just like unable to breathe. It's all the combination of everything, and thirsty. And Scott's like talking to me, and he's asking me questions. And I'm like, inhaler, inhaler. Like, and he's like, what? Who do you want me to call? It's the most hilarious
Dang.
thing, and so I go by the window, and I'm, like, dry heaving by the window trying to, like, get air because I have a fear of falling down the stairs, and so I don't wanna, like, walk downstairs, open the garage, go stand outside, so I try to stick my head out the window, and I'm pretty sure my neighbor thinks I'm, like, some woman just being, like, held captive, like, and Scott's like, "No, don't jump out of this one-story, like, two-story, like, building," but
Wait, do you have a fear of, like, falling down all stairs or, like,
oh,
just your stairs?
100%. All stairs. Pretty much all
What?
stairs, yeah. Yeah.
Has that happened to you before?
Yeah, I have. I've fallen down a lot. Yeah. Yeah. I fell off stage a lot of times because I used to do stand up, and I did stand up at drag shows, and it was the cutest thing. Every time I fell off stage, the drag queens would scream like, and like they would just scream like in absolute fear, and I'd be like, "I'm okay." But it happened like
Wait,
what.
but how do you fall if you're just talking?
Oh, no, on stage, like,
Yeah,
talking,
yeah.
walking, I don't know,
Oh.
like, taking a step back or forward and just yeah, falling, that's happened to me quite a bit. I mostly don't
Jeez.
yeah, but
Are people saying stuff? I can't read it.
yeah, someone's saying something bad, and then, like, not bad, but inappropriate, and then someone's saying something in Spanish, and then Deadpool's saying that he has, like, 20 feral cats in his neighborhood.
Mm. I do have some in my neighborhood, which I don't mind because they probably kill
That
bugs and stuff or whatever. I don't
yeah.
know.
I,
Rats, mice?
I yeah, I definitely was and I am a dog person for sure, but like my life just became cats, and honestly that just goes to show you that you can literally do a 180 in your life no matter who you are, what you do. Like I it is wild, wild like what my life used to be.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So you've been married for how long?
Um, so yeah, we never had our like wedding, but gosh, I don't even remember when we went to the courthouse. But like one day like we were fighting and then he's like, "We're not even really married." And I was so mad. I was like, "Okay, fine." Then like fuck you. Like I broke up with him. We broke up for a few days, and like he was like staying at his friend's house, and like I was like, why the fuck am I doing wife shit then? Like we're engaged, we live together, and yeah. So then we ended up just like going to the courthouse, and then we just
Dang.
yeah. And I was like, no, like I am wife. Like I'm not. I'm sorry, but like if I whether I wear my ring or don't wear my ring, like it's because I had to take it off for work or like I set it down somewhere, but like no, like it's the wedding, it just like can't happen right now, and it just wasn't good timing, and I don't want to like shotgun a wedding just to be, like a wife, like that's stupid, but
Yeah.
yeah, but
Dude, I hear so many stories where, like, people broke up or, like, one of my closest friends, like, they have the most amazing marriage literally ever, and it wasn't until recent, like, within the last couple of years, she told me that and I've known her for, like, 16 years, when they got engaged, like, there was a point where she gave him the ring back, like,
mm,
she found out something that he had, like, kinda lied about. It was, like, something financial related or, like, didn't tell the full truth or something, and knowing her, it wasn't a big deal, but it was, like, the principle that he didn't tell her,
mhm,
and I was like, "Y'all broke up before you got married?" Because to me, that's, like, terrifying. To me, like, if you break up, like, it's over,
mm.
but I think a lot of people break up and get back together.
Was it like a real breakup though, like a breakup, or
Yeah, she gave him the engagement ring back, and she told him she couldn't marry him because he was a liar.
yeah, one time, no joke, Scott called me a moron. And I was like, it's over. Like literally, like I swear to God, I'm psychotic, but like I literally cannot, I don't know, I just will not allow like certain things. But he literally forgets, he's like, I never said that. And I'm like, you literally did. But he's like, no, you twist my words. And I'm like, okay, well, now we need major therapy because now you are saying things like, I'm like, there's a book called The Narcissistic Always Wins. And you need to read, like, you're
Mm.
calling me a narcissist? You know what I mean? Then it like starts like, we're both Libras and he's younger than me. So in my world, that's like, you're
Oh.
10 years younger than me because I used to always date older, but he's definitely
Mm.
mature than yeah, but yeah, he's good. He's good.
I was just telling someone that the other day, this guy that was talking to me on my DMs, like, something about, "Yeah, guys, like, you need it like, older guys are better, younger guys are immature." I disagree. I think age literally has nothing to do with it because I've dated
100%.
guys. Thank you. I have dated guys
Yep.
15 years older than me, 10
Yep.
years older than me, and
Mhm.
makes no difference.
Yo, I dated a guy when I was 23 and he lied to me and he told me that he was 33 and he was like, "Am I like too old for you? Like I'm 33, blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, like I've that's not that my parents are 11 years apart." Girl, he was 45. I found his ID. Yeah, ID. And this dude used to borrow money from me. Like he used to like steal my car and like borrow money from me to like go buy illegal substances. And I'd be like, I wonder why it's always $20. And I'd be sleeping and he would dip out. Is that a name she's coloring in? Yeah, she's doing something for her podcast, the background of her podcast.
Yes, it's like a p like, it has my handle, and it goes on the background. I'm making a new one because the one I have, I don't like. So, the Instagram handle is twhs.podcast. Does it show, like, on here? Like, can you see my little icon?
I don't
I
know.
don't
I'm
know.
I'm about to go type it in the thing. I think it does. I never I don't even know like what it looks like from their end. Deadpool, can you tell us? I was about to pull this up
Yeah, I should pull it up on my
so they
laptop or
uh,
something.
yeah, this is her Instagram. I mean, it's backwards,
Nice.
but you can see the cute branding.
Thank you.
And Deadpool follows me so on Instagram, so he'll follow you whenever I send him your thing. I wish I knew Spanish really.
I know some Spanish.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. This is what I was gonna tell you.
Okay.
This isn't like TT, but it's definitely T. But this is like wild because and it was too late for me to hit you up, and I was like, oh my god, she already thinks I'm crazy. But do you remember? And I really hope we were filming this. I think we were. Either way, I I have the recording of it because I remember saying I asked you if you were Jewish, and I was like, somebody said in the
Oh my
pod.
god, I knew you were about to bring this up. Did you go to your psychic today? Is that what you posted?
No, but
Okay, wait, keep going, keep going.
you're not gonna freaking believe where this is like I this is the craziest thing, and like no one would believe me. I'm scared to tell these people because it's not I haven't got the email from them yet, but um I said
Alright.
a girl with the name N. She said a name that starts with an N, right? This guy Shane is Jewish.
Mm.
Okay. He has a yeah, he's Jewish, okay? I'm pretty sure. Almost positive. Um he is the co-host for Natalie Nem
Oh, wow.
podcast for the Hopeaholics, and they asked me to do their podcast. He did
Oh, wait,
in the
it's
DMs.
Whataholics?
The Hopeaholics podcast.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's what it is. I
That's
think
what it
that
was.
N and the Jewish person, podcasting person that I was
Oh.
like, whoa, but the thing is I thought in my brain, in my heart of hearts, I thought for sure it was a name Natalie. And then I started searching. I was like, I was Googling because that's how I found you. And I was like, oh, I bet it's this girl. Oh, I bet it's her. Like, and like yeah, but I was like, I wonder.
Mm.
And then I didn't even want to like say it, but I was like, maybe this is it. Like, there's no way this could be a coincidental thing. I don't know. But I was in my bed and
That's crazy.
yeah, he messaged me and I was like commenting on their page and he just DM'd me and he was like, "Hi." And I was like, "Hey." Like and it was the craziest thing because it was such a hard day. It was a day that I was dealing with all this stuff with my whatever ex-friend, and then I was just like, you know what, man, like it's people like this, and it doesn't really matter that this girl, yeah, she has like 7 million followers and she's this wrestler chick or whatever, but it wasn't even her. It's what she's doing and like the movements that she's doing, and this Shane guy there that is what it's something that he said in something that I was scrolling through that made me stick and was like, man, I really can make it. I really can make it through this year of sobriety. And towards the very end, like it started to get really, really hard. And something that he said just was the sweetest thing. And he was just he gave out he was giving out his personal number, and he was like, if you feel like you don't have anybody, you have me. Like if you need
Aw.
just somebody to order you food, I'll order you food up to $100. He's like, I can't use Uber Eats anymore. They kicked me off that, but like I promise I'll get to you tonight. Like if I don't, I'll get to you in the morning. Like I'm here for you. Like if you need a place. And it was
That's
just
so
so like
nice.
I could feel it through the phone. And like I don't need someone to like order me food. I don't need someone to buy me anything. But just the fact that I felt that and I believed him, when my own like friends, I felt like I didn't have like my own friends because you have to cut a lot of people off, like
Mhm.
you were saying, whenever you do these transitions, and you start to realize how much of yourself you were giving away to these people that say that you're never enough. And that's why people break their sobriety and turn to substance abuse, because it sucks and they're numbing that pain that is caused from people that are hurting you know
Ah, yeah.
and
That's
so yeah.
crazy.
But I think that's the I in my world, I thought that this Natalie Eve Marie girl was so big, and like just it like I was like not even a grain of salt like on her. Like there was just no way that that could be a thing in my life. And like whenever like I was like, whoa, I had to screenshot because your name and her name always came up next to each other, and I screenshot it. I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait to tell her this, because I figured this out, and I'm so happy that my little crazy brain likes to say things out loud that sometimes people say, like, oh, like people like, you just ask people if they're Jewish. Do you really just do that? That's like in this world today, you can't really do that. I'm like, who cares? I'm not saying like who did you vote for? Like I like it's
Who said that?
I don't know. People just say a lot
Say
of
shit
people
like
say
that. Okay, yeah.
a lot of people say things like that. There was a moment in the podcast when with Paige where it was so weird because I was sitting in a group of people with this one girl, and this girl like wasn't even this girl didn't even know her, but she was talking about her because I was talking about Paige, and I was saying, "Oh, I've been trying to get on this podcaster's podcast or whatever. She's this big podcaster in Houston." And then this other chick who doesn't even know her was like, she's not even not being blah, 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 blah. And like she was, and then so I told this girl, and like Paige is like, I don't even know who that girl is. Like, I was like, well, obviously she's a bitch. So, but she knows who you are, right?
Yeah. Exactly. People just hate just to hate.
Yeah. How do I do that actually? Let me see if I can do that. How do I do that?
Do what?
Deadpool saying type her thing in the chat.
Oh,
Thanks, Sanchez.
mm,
Yeah, I was wondering that too. We need to get better at this. This is honestly the reason why I like doing these things, and not being super like, oh my god, we have to do this, and we have to do the thumbnail or whatever, because I need to figure this out.
yeah. Yeah. This is our practice round,
Yeah, it's cool.
everybody.
It's cool, but this is what it's like. You need another device. Okay, well, I have one right here. And here I go. Yeah, I would really appreciate if you didn't eat my headphones. All of them. Literally, I swear. My cat. No, see that you're like, this is why I don't like cats. This is why.
No, for real.
No, I love dogs so much.
I do too. I love them.
Dogs are just so loyal and obedient, and cats are like, yeah. Um,
My dog legit is the only man that makes me happy consistently every day.
yeah.
He loves me unconditionally. Him and my father
Oh,
would be
I
the
love.
only 2.
All right, so I went over here.
I guess he's saying, like, type it in the chat.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. There we go. Now, how do I okay. Okay, Deadpool. Okay, Deadpool.
Oh, that's my YouTube link. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
if they wanna sub, they can just click the link and then go sub.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was part of that was part of the tea.
What was?
The the psychic thing and the correlation for that
I still feel like I'm part of the psychic thing. I wanna be part of it, so I feel like it's for both of us.
oh
Even
yeah.
though I'm not Jewish. Technically, I am, but not really.
I think but it's crazy because it's because I'm like could it have been could it be that the universe heard me say that and created a whole second one? But here's the thing in my life, I always say this and I've been saying this for years. Everything that happens to me that's really cool or really big or really bad, anything monumental happens to me twice.
Interesting.
Like I always I like even like the word like it sucks because like the worst part of my arrests like happened twice. Like the same thing happened twice. Like I almost
Mm.
died twice. Like I got married twice. Like I like yeah,
Wow.
I've just always had like things happen twice. Even when I've had people pass away, like it's always two people. Like two people, and it's always like one after the other. Like there's always another one. It's the weirdest thing. So
That's super weird.
mhm. Yeah, like when I got sued, it was like boom, boom, twice. And then the lady that sued me again. Like, yeah, but then, and then I got a cease and desist twice from two different places. I just knew, like, it's like the universe, like, always has to even it out. Always.
Maybe it's like you it takes you 2 times to ever really, like, learn a lesson, so God's like, "Well,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna do it twice no matter what."
For sure. I don't even want to know how many times really it actually really takes me to learn a lesson because if you think about it, the premonition that I had like before then and then the lifetime I had before that, you know?
Yeah, true. It could be, like, lesson 40.
Mhm. 100%. Yeah.
I do think it's interesting, though, that, like, you're sober and, like, going through, like, such a similar thing as me of, like, transitioning friends and, like, just seeing how friends old friends, like, who they really are and stuff. And I'm not gonna say that I'm sober and I never had, like, an addiction or anything, but, like, the way that I partied and drank, like, just a few years ago is, like, night and day. Like,
Mm.
I just don't even like alcohol like that anymore.
Did you
Like,
drink did you drink I don't think drinking like a certain number of like people would be like, "Oh my god, like I can drink a whole bottle of wine by myself and like not feel drunk." And they would like say that to me and they'd be like, "Oh, it's so bad." But like to me, that isn't because you can really do that. And some bottles of wine are such a low alcohol, like versus
mm,
a shot of tequila or two shots of tequila where someone can have one martini and that martini is more than a whole bottle of wine if you space it out or whatever. And
mhm,
I like the when they would say that, like I could drink a whole bottle of wine at work and time myself to the point to where I knew when the alcohol would leave my system, so I could blow into my breathalyzer and then drive home. Like that's how bad I was at
wow,
the point. To the point to
yeah,
where you have a personalized breathalyzer and you know when, like the second you get to your location, you can have your drink and then you have that much time and you have to pee like that is a level of scientific psychoticness of
yeah,
just knowing and that even that point is not even in my brain alcoholism to the point to where that's just knowing your breathalyzer real well. That's just knowing how to beat the system and you still don't have a problem then, and that is crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy, but to the point of not knowing what the fuck you did and
mhm,
there was nobody to tell you what you did, you would have no recollection of what happened.
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy.
time after time after time after time.
Yeah. I don't know, for me, it was just, like became a lifestyle and just, like, an
Mhm.
unconscious thing of, like, going out,
Yeah.
partying, drinking, like, it was just, like
Do you know how many happy hours have killed people? It's so sad. Like when people
like
you want to go to happy hour, like how many times happy hour has been like the death of someone because they were leaving work exhausted,
driving.
finished, yeah, and drank happy hour and drove.
Mm,
Like all of those Hollywood stars, like I would have to say, I mean, allegedly, Caitlyn Jenner and Brandy and all these stars and Terrence J and all these people that got in these car accidents, like, yo, like these are from like leaving work events, like during, you know, the day, just reckless
mhm.
driving, you know.
Yeah. No, for sure. Caitlyn Jenner?
Yeah, I don't know if it was alcohol related, but it was definitely reckless driving. And it in my eyes, if there was
Oh,
never,
you're talking about the dad, right?
yeah, that's
Okay.
Caitlyn Jenner now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah. There was, yeah, that like that was something that was like slipped under the rug that you didn't hear about, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't hear about that.
Mhm. Yeah, drinking, I would say drinking in high school was probably like the fun. That's what Deadpool is saying. Drinking in high school was like where it became fun. You know,
Mhm.
that's where it all started because you're not really supposed to be doing it, but um it's just such a big part of everyone's life, and it's
Yeah.
something that is so programmed in our brain to think that we need in order to relax and shut things off and shut people off, and it does work, it really does, but it
Well, it does, but it doesn't because, like,
it's a different.
alcohol, it makes you more anxious, it makes you more high strung, it makes you less able to relax, like, it depletes all of your, like, magnesium, it fucks up your hormones, like,
Well, it's the
it
same. It's
it's
the
just it's the irony because 'cause you're like, "I can't relax, so I need to drink alcohol," but alcohol is what's making you not be able to relax normally.
it's the same thing as like um when people don't realize, I mean, I freaking love coffee, but I it's also one of the reasons why I went from drinking 2 to 3 coffees, like, a day, like, I mean, not I wouldn't even realize I would do it because I would just pour such a big cup, and when you go have a coffee in, like, Italy or somewhere not here, nobody's giving you a freaking Trenta of, like,
Mm,
what you're getting in
mhm,
Dunkin' Donuts, like, that's a coffee for the whole freaking family. Do you know how much acid that is and how bad that is for your body? Coffee does
mhm,
not give you energy. It shuts the part of your brain off that tells you that you're tired. There's nothing in coffee that wakes you up. It is literally a trick. It does the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. Now, take other things that give you energy, like such as like, you know, B12 or B vitamins and stuff like that, you know, or just
mhm.
stretching or breathing, like washing your face in cold water, what that does to you, and ice
Very
cold
true.
water, that how it changes, you know, your brain frequency just a little bit to just, you know, kind of wake you up, and your body thinks, oh my gosh, something's happening. I need to heal my body because this is, you know, and all the
Right.
whatever. But yeah, that's what these things.
Do you ever do cold plunges?
Oh my god, I love cold plunges, and
Really?
nobody can freaking rock with me the way that one like that I really want to do it. Kate did it for a little bit, but she didn't want to like really.
I love them. I go to Lifetime and, the one in Green Street has a cold plunge and I was in the habit of doing it like 2 or 3 times a week. I do the sauna first. So I do like my routine is after my workout, like 25 minutes sauna, 5 minutes cold plunge, and then I'll either like kick it in the jacuzzi or like just go shower. But it was broken for a while, like at least a couple months. So then I just got out of the habit of doing it. And today I did my first cold plunge again. I only did like 2.5 minutes.
Your
And
face
I
looks so good.
my what?
Your face and your skin looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just like the way that you're obsessed with, like, social media and, like, knowing the ins and I feel like that's, like, your, like, obsession, what you like to learn about and research and, like, be good at. That my obsession is, like, health. Like, I am obsessed with, like, feeling good and being
yeah.
healthy. Like, it's constantly what I think about every single day.
Mm.
Maybe it's, like, a healthy way for my, like, hypochondriac to, like, manifest. 'Cause I'm not always thinking I'm sick, I'm just always like, "How can I be healthier?"
That's
So
what I've been trying to that's what I keep saying I need. I keep saying I need the water, and I keep saying I need to heal, and I keep trying to find these, things to help me, like, unwind because I know that, like, it sucks when you say, like, "I'm obsessed with this," because I'm like when you say that, I'm like, "Ew, that's so gross that, like, that's what, like, I'm doing with my life." But it's so crazy because the only reason I started doing it again was because I was paying people so much to do it for me, and they weren't
Mhm,
doing it, and I was like, this is insane. Like, how am I getting negative 4 likes? Like, what the hell are you doing to my accounts? And like, they're
mm,
like, well, I'm doing this. I'm like, I now I need, and I had been out of the game for so long that I was like, okay, now I need to go back and try what's going on. And I'm like, look, paying for this branding, like top tier branding and all this stuff, and just like the media kits and all this stuff, and then when like that huge spark happens, it's like, what am I even doing this for if I'm working so hard for it to be nothing, like literally crickets. Like, I would rather
mm.
not even post at all. Like, I know how people say, oh, like quality over quantity. Man, that really sucks when you put so much work into it. But it also sucks when you
Yeah,
see when you see that something that you put no work into, like literally a fart, like a cat farting is like literally millions, and then your everything else is just like, what? And they're like, well, the algorithm. I'm like, okay, so that,
mhm.
and yeah, when I start getting into something, I do become obsessed, and then when I become that obsessed, I'm like, this is obsession to the point to where it's disgusting. So now you have to do something with it, like write a book or go do something with it monumental enough for it, so your parents don't say like you're a loser. Focus on your business. My mom got mad at me because of this video with Veronica. She's touching her boobs. It's inappropriate. I'm like, Mom, it's a song from like 20 years ago. She's like, this is not what you do for likes. Like, this is not what you need to be doing. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Wait, what is your mom's accent? Like, what is she?
It's it's from all around the world. She grew up in she was born in Iraq, and then she moved to London when she was in Swansea. She lived in Swansea when she was like 9, and then she lived in Turkey, and
Oh,
she's very
wow.
world renowned. There's
That's
a
cool,
little bit of,
honestly.
yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely easy to obsess over, like,
Mm.
I definitely have to like, especially days when I work from home, like, I get annoyed with myself because I, like, take my phone everywhere in the house with me, and I'm
Mm.
like, "What am I doing?" Like, this device does not need to follow me everywhere, so I'll literally, like, if I'm gonna go take a shower or, like, get ready to go somewhere, I will literally put my phone in a different room, and I'm like, it's annoying
Yeah.
that I'm thinking about my phone being in a different room. Like, it's so toxic the way that it's,
It's
like, easy to obsess over.
Oh my gosh, I know, I know. I seriously want to go. I've been trying so hard to try to schedule out so much stuff so I can not be on it, but I got a new phone, and so ever since I got a new phone, I can't transfer a lot of the stuff from this other phone. And so then the purpose of me getting a new phone was to leave the other phone so I don't have to do that, so I can have one phone to be like a disconnect phone that
Mm,
it's not constantly going off at all hours all the time. And
yeah.
so but yeah, that turned into me carrying all of them again, but and now we're That's why I'm doing what I'm doing with my life. But I always say, I'm like, oh, once I get this one monetized, then I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna do this one, and then I'm gonna take a break, and then it's just then it turns into like 17, and then I'm like, okay. But
Mm.
then maybe in the future I'll be like, oh my god, like I finally made like millions. Like I'm like the next freaking like Nikita Dragon because
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. She's like this like trans girl that has a makeup line, but I just
Oh.
say that because there was an article that said I was trans and it's gone now, but I miss it actually.
You miss it?
Yeah, they called me like a guy and said that I was like a guy and
That's mean.
yeah, but I really think that they thought that I was like actually like a transgender and they just like confused me with this other reality TV person and I was like, well, I'm not trans, but it's fine. Mm. So I was gonna ask you, I'm doing the nightcap tomorrow and I'm trying to pitch something about what would be cool to film for like podcasting. Like what is like why would we have a bunch of podcasters on and like what is the purpose of that? And so
Like to pitch them the idea of doing
yeah,
that?
because like there's like that's something that we always need a lot of people and so there would be like we could have me, you, Paige, and then her opinion girls. They're always on there, but we need like a guy podcaster.
Well, Jeremy, who's on there all the time, is a
Oh yeah, oh, yeah.
podcaster. Um, the guy that I just interviewed, I just posted his episode. His name is Paul Boudwin.
Oh, I saw
He
that.
he has a podcast as well. I don't he doesn't do it like all the time. I'm not sure how often he does it, but he does have one. Um, and I've seen him on other podcasts too. He's cool. I really liked talking to him. He's really cool.
Yeah, he has a
Um,
really good voice.
yes, he does. I love when I after I post an episode, while I'm editing it, obviously I'm watching it, but
Hmm.
like the way that I consume podcasts is in my car, like on audio. So like even though every podcast now also has video, I don't watch any of them. I listen on audio, so I always play it back in my car, like my own podcast, and the sound is so much better too, I feel like,
Yeah,
and I'm able to, like, really listen to the conversation as if, like, I'm a listener,
yeah.
and I love listening to the guys because 'cause I'm just like it just like, having, like, a deep, manly voice sounds so
Mhm.
much better, like, on a podcast, like, in the mic, so I just enjoy like, just listening to it, I don't know, it just does something for me.
I actually feel like I resonate so much more with men, and I've always, always had better guy friends, and it's so weird because I went through, especially after what recently just happened with that girl. I went through like, and I was like, who have I never had a problem with, and like, who has been like a lifelong friend that, or someone that I've not. It doesn't have to be lifelong friend, but through the entirety of your friendship, there's been nothing. And it was like Paul, and then I was like, oh, okay, Brian, and then I was like, oh yeah, all these, these other friends, but they don't even live here anymore. That guy too, and then he died, and then I was like, okay, it's like all men. Like there's a similarity with this, and so I was like, maybe it's not me. Like maybe it's these other bitches, but
I don't know. I think I don't know, female friendships are I don't wanna say they're hard because I don't think they're hard, like, I feel like make friends easily, but the thing is, like, female friendships, like, have to be really nurtured, like, you have to really, like, care about each other's feelings, like, both mutually and, like, just that's, like, hard to come by,
the
honestly, where
problem
both people are genuine, they don't get jealous, they're, like,
I'm
genuinely,
I'm
want
a
the friendship.
caregiver and I'm a nurturer and I never ever expect that from anyone because I'm always doing that for everyone else. But the very few and far between times that I do expect that out of people, and I don't get that. I feel so hurt, and like then I just feel like when I stop doing that and I want that, the people don't know how to do that, and that's the females that I surround
Mm.
myself with. And it's weird because most of them are mothers, and Veronica is not a mother, and she's not sober, and she's the last person that people would say like, oh, you should be like with her or whatever, because we don't like, our lives don't like, she doesn't have kids, you know what I mean? She's, but she does give me that motherly nurturing. Like that's one of the reasons why I couldn't finish the podcast, because I lost it when I was talking to Paige because I was cracking and I really didn't want to cry. Like I was really trying to not make it about me and not cry and not make, and I was like really trying to be a badass, and there was a moment where just me thinking about it, I'm already getting emotional. I looked up and I saw Veronica's face, and her face was like that unconditional, like that moment in a movie when you see two people fall in love. It was like that unconditional, wireless connection of love. And I just saw her and I felt everything she felt. And I felt how proud
Aw.
she was of me. And I just, like, it was the craziest feeling. And I was like, holy shit, she is one of my soulmates. Like, and it wasn't the first time I felt that. It was like the 10th or 15th time in our friendship that I have felt that. And I'm like, you know what? There it is. That's all I needed. That moment right there when all of these other people, not all, and I say all these other people, very few people that I allow in my life, in these same moments, they're looking at me in disgust, and I feel that, and I don't even have to look at them because their energy, the things they're sending off, their rude messages, them unfollowing me, them blocking me after I got them millions of views, made them thousands of dollars, whatever. I don't like to say that the good deeds that you do, because the second you speak of them, God erases them. That's 100% true, but it it hurts whenever you do that and you don't do that for yourself, and then the second you stop and take a step back and you start doing it for yourself because you need to, they start getting angry with you, and those people are demons.
Mhm, mhm,
They're leeches, you know
mhm.
and it's sad when you had someone like that in your life and you didn't realize it up until the second you said, hey, I really need some blood right now, like I need some help, I need you. I literally said, I need you, I have nowhere to go, like I gotta get out of Houston, like I'm moments away from breaking my sobriety, I just gotta get out of Houston. She answered her call and she knew that I needed someone. I was like, I just need, a couch. Like, I just need to get the fuck away. She didn't answer my calls and she turned her location off and didn't talk to me for 2 days
Oh,
after.
wow.
And she was home. Like, she doesn't have a job. And so after those 2 days, it was like all fucking hell broke loose. Like Sky's grandpa was in the ER. He had to get a blood transfusion with 5 quarts of blood on her birthday. My phone broke. Like I had to get shots in my back because my back was completely fucked. Like my mom had to go back to the ER. Like it was constant disarray in that short period of time when I already was like feeling broken and I needed to get away. But then I couldn't even get away because my family was like in such, and then my cousin, like he was like almost shot to death, like it's insane, and he had something else happen to him like after he had just recovered from that, and well, all this was happening, and then she's texting me like, go ahead and ignore me, go out of your way to ignore me. I'm like, my phone will not even allow me to text back because the screen is actually broken, and this is what you're texting me 2 days after I said I'm not okay, I need to get away, like, and yeah,
Wait, and she was saying to you, "Go ahead and ignore me," or you were saying that to her?
no, she said that to me. I didn't even respond. I didn't even like, last I had said was I need something. I need to get away. I need someone. Like I need to get out like of Houston. I had called her and we had talked on FaceTime and I was like, I need to go. Like, and she's like, okay, what's wrong? What's wrong? But I didn't get a key, like a code to the house. Like I didn't get, yes, I'm here. Like it all of a sudden this family member of mine that had been my friend of however many years, like that my door is always open, that the location was always on, location off, no code, no door, no invite. Like I see that you're coming. I hear that you're crying. I got your text, but I'm going to choose to not answer. And so instead of giving me space when I literally, it wasn't even space. Like I was literally drowning, like trying to stay afloat. Yes, I'm posting on social media. Yes, you see me recycling funny reels and like bouncing around like an idiot. Like I'm not going to post like my trauma like on my Instagram like that. And if
Yeah, of
I
course.
have to explain myself, like, but it's like, I don't know, it's just the weirdest thing. And I'm like, ugh, so gross.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. That was the last one. That was really the one that I really was like, man, I really didn't think that one was going to be like the other ones. But, and I think it was the one reel that I posted to the people that you love the most. Like, when you realize, like, they're not your topics and they're no longer your people, I think that's when she was like, fuck you, and like snipped me, blocked my mom,
Mhm.
blocked everyone, unfollowed everyone, everyone from the whole group, from all of our book, everything done. Paul, everyone, all of my friends, anyone by association, except for my husband.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
It's really weird.
Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. And it's weird that
Yeah.
at this point in my life when I'm literally going to sobriety prayer, like leveling up, choosing this path of, you know, the right path, that's when you
Mhm.
decide that like now it's time to be like that towards me.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
little weird.
it's actually not weird when you
Very
understand why that
right,
happens.
Deadpool? Yeah.
Because you have like, it just brings to light that there's certain people that wanted to be your friend or were okay with being friends with you so long as you were, like, not above them. Like, I have had multiple friends too, like this year, and one that's been an off again, on again for like a few years, where I realized that like the friendship wasn't about like us like any relationship. Actually, Paul Boudwin said this on the podcast and I really liked it. He said, all of your relationships should be about extracting a 100% out of the other person, like whether that's dating or friendships. Like, my goal with my best friend should be trying to get a 100% out of her, like basically pushing her to her full potential and vice versa. But I have realized that there are people who like they don't want to do that with you
Yep.
because they don't ever wanna see you be higher than them, like, they don't ever wanna feel inferior, so somebody may decide to start acting different towards you, cutting you off, not being supportive when you actually start to improve your life, when you start to grow and evolve and change and,
Yeah.
like, get sober, be better, be more spiritual, like, because that was never what they wanted you to be in their life. And it's really disgusting. It's
Yeah.
really sad,
And it
but
like
it's true.
like to I know Veronica's parents, like, and I've seen like what her dad has gone through, and I know her family, but to get that from someone else that you would least expect from who you thought was going to take that path with you is crazy. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. It's like I hate saying this, but to have someone that their life revolves around alcohol, like, help you be a better sober person, like, it's like insane, and if people really knew, like, if the sober community, like, really, really knew, like, they would be like, you can't be around that person. But you know what? That just shows you, like, when someone really does love you, like they really do want you to succeed. And I know Veronica, like, she's seen me at my worst, and she knows, like, that alcohol is not for me. But she's also had other friends, best friends, take that path of sobriety. And it's it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's such a realization that I really needed this year. And Um, it's yeah. I feel like
I
that last thing weighing me down, like to get sober off of the toxic people in your life is harder
mm,
than anything than like I've ever had to do. Like
mhm,
that's what fucking kills me is like
yeah,
know that I was gonna have to let that go like that, but it's fine. What sucks is like I loved her kids so much. Like I have all this baby stuff like over there. I'm like, do I send it or do I just donate it? Do I just like let it go? Like, but whatever.
yeah,
It's
that's
just stuff,
hard.
right? Like it's just stuff. It's just stuff to her. She didn't care, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I think you have to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know. I mean, it is what it is. Like anybody, like I felt the weirdest energy for the past. I would have to say 3 years, and I just ignored it. And I was like, maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. And at the times that it came back, I knew she was intoxicated, and she'd sober up, and it was gone. All these promises were gone, and the things that we talked about doing again, and trying to do these projects again that we talked about that I did on my own without, and if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm not going to not do it because the person that I said I was going to do it with doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm sorry, but I live that life, and if I say that I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, whether it's good or bad. Like I'm going to hit send, and you can sit here and say what you want to say, but it's worked for me. And if the critics come and want to eat me alive, let them. At least I did it. Like talking about something and never doing it, that is gross to me. What a fucking
Mhm.
waste of life. What a fucking sad way to live. Ew. Like I I'm sorry, but if I'm a kid that wants to go to Disneyland so bad every day of my life and my parents can't afford it, I'm gonna grow up. I'm gonna fucking get rich. And I'm gonna take my fucking self to Disneyland. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, my parents never did that shit for me." Grow the fuck up and get the fucking bag and go do it. Like straight up. For like that's the way I
I
have.
agree,
Man, I people.
because it's the victim mentality. The victim of, like, "I can't do this. Oh, I wish I could do that. Oh, I wanna do oh, I plan on" like, when this no. That's always putting yourself in a position where you're a victim to everything happening around you, which is why you can't succeed. You
Yeah.
can't be happy. You can't move out of this house and live where you wanna live, like, I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that. In fact, that's why some of the friendships that I had have, like, they're not friends anymore because I have evolved so far out of, like, the victim mentality
Oh
that
yeah.
I can't even be in the same, like,
Mm.
space
For
as
one
that.
thing about me is I will straight up tell you, even if it's your fault, it's still my fault because for some reason I chose to put you in my life. Like
Mhm.
for real. Like 100%. Man, I kept getting freaking in legal trouble until I woke the fuck up and was like, yeah, I'm the one that gets in my car. Like it's
Yeah.
like, I didn't go arrest myself. Like,
Mhm.
but I also I chose if I didn't leave my house, I wouldn't. You choose your life.
Yeah. It's true. We have way more control over our lives than
We do.
we're taught.
We do.
Yeah.
I've had things, literally things that I manifested happen within a second just because I said this is gonna happen, and bad things too. Like one time, I literally said about my ex publicist who stole my first book that I wrote. I was like, she's gonna get in a car accident, and I said all this other stuff. I don't know where this came from. Like I was like, one day, I was like, it's fine, one day, and I just randomly said this thought, and 6 hours later, my mom and sister, I think it was Sarah, she was like, "What did you do, you weird witch? What did you do?" And I was like, "What? She just got in a car accident." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and my mom was like, "Yee, you cannot say this. You need to." She's like, "You cannot say this. This is not good." Like, And she's like, you like imagine this, and the universe came and picked that thought and was like, here you go. And
Mhm.
within that second, I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel triumphant. I was like, whoa, bitch, you're fucking scary. And then I was
Mhm.
immediately what I did, I went and got a paper and a pen and I was like, what do you want in life? Okay. Uh let's get a car first. Like move out of your sister's basement because at the time I was living in Sarah's guest room and I was homeless, like basically, but yeah. So,
That's great. Honestly, I believe you though 100% because the same kind of thing happens to me all the time. Like I just said this recently to this guy that I was talking to. I was just it was some like stupid example. I don't even remember what it was, but it was something like that. It wasn't something like tragic, like a car accident, but like I was like, people don't understand, like, they talk about manifesting and like, "Oh, I'm gonna manifest this, that," and I'm like, "No, we're like, some like, my words have power, like, I say things and then they happen." Like,
mhm,
people don't understand what real manifestation is. If you're truly, like, in tune with your spirit and you're like, you understand your true power, then, like, you actually do have to watch what you say because that shit will become real.
yo, the time that you were in the room and I said, I was like, we have all those people too. And I was like, Dr. Viviana, I mentioned all those names. In that moment, I was like, we have all those people too. And immediately I was like, I am going to get, and I knew, and I do that all the time because I'm like, if I said it, I have to get it. And literally, like, I manifested, I was like, last year, I wanted to do podcasting and I wanted to be in the podcast world. And I was like, no, no. And then I was like, okay, if you're going to do it, like, you have to do it, and you can't like sleep on it, and you have to it was every time I did it, it was every time I did it, and it was my name, not on Just Guy Talk or all the bigger ones I did, because I was just like a radio host, like literally in the tiny studio, and I was just the hot girl that they handed a mic to, and it was everyone else's podcast. Like I never saw the views, I never got the monetization. It was just,
Mm.
I didn't make barely one I made $25 an hour on, and I did 1 hour a month. Like, is that money that you can survive off of? Like, I had to drive all the way to Conroe. But yeah, so then I finally did it. I was like, I have to get past episode 2. And so the first day that we filmed, I filmed 3 episodes, and like I was like, I know I'm doing this one, and they're all gonna be different. It's gonna be Veronica, Paul, and then day trading. And then once I did that, I was like, okay, cool, cool. I did it. I did it. Okay. Now I have to go talk to all these other podcasters in Houston that I have no idea who they are. They have no idea who I am. Like, how it works, like,
Yeah,
so yeah.
yeah. Just keep if you keep following, like, what you think's your true path and, like, you just are authentic, then everything starts falling into place. It's actually crazy the way that it happens.
Yeah. What I think I struggle with is people ask me like, what is your thing? Like, even someone was saying, 2 people were like, yeah, you just got, once you get all these followers and you get your monetization, blah blah, you got to find your niche. And I kind of was like, wait, you don't know what my niche is? Like you've known me for 10 plus years now. Like, they're like, well, I mean, you have this and this and this, but it's so many things. But like, what is your niche? I'm like, I don't know. The whole thing is Sunny Ray. I am it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bundle deal. Like,
To
it,
be honest, yeah, like, the niche thing is kinda stupid, but, like, it's just you like, who you are. Like, your personality is, like, your brand, I feel.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, I don't know if that's not what you want it to be, but
I,
that's, like, the way
I,
it comes off to me,
I
like
thought that's what it was too. It was like this funny girl who's like kind of always sad and always emo, but like, all, if you want to do something in life, like you can do whatever it is, whether it's like pot, it's just everything. It's literally everything. So
I think, my phone is dying.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have to get off here soon and get ready for bed.
Yeah, Scott is calling me, probably wondering what's for dinner. I made him steak and vegetables, so.
Oh, that's what I had. I eat steak,
Hungry.
like, at least a couple times a week, like, really good quality steak.
Oh, I want to bring you some of those meals from Skinny Mini Meals. They have like this weight loss soup and some I had some steak and veggies today. Actually, that's like what it is for but yeah, whenever I have some in, I'll let you know. They have like really good protein balls. That's like what I
Bottles?
No, protein balls.
Oh, balls. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
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 Well, this was fun and we will
That's
schedule
fun.
another one soon.
Okay. I'm
And
fe
I will talk to you later.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a good
Goodbye.
night.
Okay, good night.